Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Deku had the avatar Quirk part 1. If you guys enjoy this what if and want to see part 2, comment down below and let me know before I start. Please do support for more awesome content and leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also share this video with your friends and check out the description in my playlist. The author of the story Yutashair from Wattpad. So let's start the video. My name is 𝗵𝗲𝗧𝗏. Yes, my dad is 𝗧𝗵𝗲𝗏, the hero Eraserhead. He is not my biological dad. I was abandoned by my mom when I was 3 and 𝗧𝗏 took me in. My mom abandoned me when I was 3 because my quirk manifested early and she was scared that people would come and kill her. Yes, you heard me. She was scared people would kill her, not her own daughter. She left me at an orphanage, and when I was 4 a guy that looked super tired came in and adopted me. My quirk is elemental. I can control all the 4 elements: water, fire, air, and earth. I can also control 2 side elements, turning water to ice and metal bending. I still can't use lightning redirection. The downside of this is that I can only use 1 side element at a time, so it slows me down during combat. My quirk is very dangerous and very powerful. Many villains want it for evil, but that is not going to stop me. I will become the best hero there is. Just like my dad. Ring, that is the first thing I hear when I open my eyes. I reach my hand over to my phone and press stop on the alarm. Today is the day. First day at UA High. I get out of bed and go to shower. Once I'm finished, I go to put on my uniform. My hair is at shoulder length, so I brush it and leave it down. I walk down the stairs to the kitchen and see my dad. Hey Dad. Good morning, Mai, he said in a tired voice. I get my food and start to eat. Dad and I talked about anything I could think to bring up as we ate. We finished eating and got into Dad's car. Due to the fact my dad is a teacher at the school, I'm going to be the first one there. We got to the school and only the teachers were here. Okay, do you want to go to the classroom or be with the other teachers? My dad asked. I think I'll go to the classroom, but I want to say hi to Uncle Mike. Okay, let's go find him. Uncle Mike was at his desk where the other heroes were at, or should I say my new teachers. After talking to Uncle Mike, I started to walk to my homeroom. Classroom 1A. I got into UA based on recommendations. People don't know that I have this quirk. Most of the time people think that I can only manipulate 1 element. But now it is time to reveal who I am. I walk into the class and of course there is no one there. Oh, I get the first pick of the desks. I picked the last row but the front seat. I really only picked it so I could look out the window. More and more students started to come to the class as time passed by. This boy with ash blonde hair walks in. Most of the desks were full, so he ended up sitting behind me. He did not look like he wanted to talk. I knew if I tried to talk to him, he would ignore me, so I stayed quiet. I heard him shuffle and I turned my head a little bit to make it seem like I'm looking out the window. From my peripheral vision, I see that he put his feet on the desks. Wow, how rude. I don't care that he has them up on the table, only that my hair might touch his dirty shoes. I look up when I hear someone walking up to the rude boy's desk. Take your feet off of that desk now, said a boy with blue hair and glasses. Huh, said the blonde boy with a smirk. It's the first day and you're already disrespecting this academy by scuffing school property, you cretin. You're kidding me, right? Your old school put a stick up your butt, or were you born with it? He really is rude. Let's start over. I'm 𝗬𝗎𝗎 from the 𝗬𝗵𝗲 Private Academy. 𝗬𝗵𝗲. So you must think you're better than me. I'm gonna have fun tearing you a new one. The boy in glasses gasped. You would threaten me? Your own classmate? Are you sure you're in the right place? Is the only response the blonde gave back. Then a cute boy with green hair walks in. He looks so cute. His hair looks so fluffy. It's him. A boy with glasses said. The cute green-haired boy starts to get nervous and gasps. Hi, he said while looking up. The kid with glasses walks up to him. Good morning. My name is 𝗬𝗎𝗎𝗓. Yeah, I know, the green-haired boy says nervously. I'm Izuku Midoriya. It's super nice to meet you. Midoriya. You realized that there was something more to the practical exam, didn't you? You must be very perceptive, and I completely misjudged you. I admit as a student, you're far superior to me. I find that hard to believe. Just then a girl with brown hair walked up behind Midoriya. Who knows what they were talking about, but Midoriya looked super red. I looked behind me to the boy when I heard him move. He has a deeper scowl than before, if that's possible. If you're just here to make friends, then you can pack up your stuff now. Welcome to UA's hero course, said a familiar voice behind the door. I heard a zipper unzip and I realized that my dad is in his sleeping bag. I put my hand over my mouth to stop the laugh that was about to come out. It took 8 seconds before you all shut up. That's not gonna work. Time is precious. Rational students would understand that. Everyone looked frozen in time with scared and shocked looks on their face, while I had a smile that I was trying so hard not to make it become bigger. Hello, I'm Shota Aizawa, your teacher. Right, let's get to it. He pulled out a PE uniform from his sleeping bag. I have got to ask him how he keeps all that stuff in there. Put these on and head outside. What? A Quirk assessment test. The whole class gasped. But orientation? We're gonna miss it, said a brown-haired girl. If you really want to make the big leagues, you can't waste time on pointless ceremonies. He always has to do something different. Here at UA, we're not tethered to traditions. That means that I get to run my class however I see fit. You've been taking standardized tests most of your lives, but you never got to use your quirks in physical exams before. He continued while showing us his phone. Bakugo, you managed to get the most points on the entrance exam. What was your farthest distance throw with a softball when you were in junior high? 67 meters, I think. The blonde that sat next to me responded. Okay, so his name is Bakugo, right? Try doing it with your quirk. Anything goes, just stay in the circle. Bakugo walks in the circle while my dad backs away a little bit. Go on. You're wasting our time. My dad said in a tired tone again. All right, man, you asked for it. Bakugo responded in a bored tone. He swung his arm back and threw the ball. We watched as it went up with explosions. That must be his quirk. All of you need to know your maximum capabilities. It's the most rational way of figuring out your potential as a pro hero. My dad shows us the device. 705 meters. Damn, this boy is strong. Whoa, 705 meters, are you kidding me? Said a blonde-haired boy with a black streak in his hair. I want to go. That looks like fun. Said a pink girl. Not just a pink-haired girl, a pink girl. As in she is all pink. This is what I'm talking about, using our quirks as much as we want. Said a black-haired boy in the back row. So this looks fun, huh? Oh, 𝗔𝗓, now he's going to go on about expelling the person who comes in last. You have 3 years here to become a hero. You think it's all gonna be games and playtime. Idiots. Geez, dad needs to lighten up. Also rude, I'm your own daughter. Today you'll compete in 8 physical tests to gauge your potential. Whoever comes in last has none, and will be expelled immediately. Huh. The others gasped. Told you he was going to say this. Like I said, I get to decide how this class runs. Understand? If that's a problem, you can head home right now. You can't send one of us home. I meant we just got here. Even if it wasn't the first day, that isn't fair. The world is full of unfairness. It's a hero's job to try to combat that unfairness. If you want to be a pro, you're gonna have to push yourself to the brink. For the next 3 years, UA will throw one terrible hardship after another at you. So, go beyond. Plus ultra style. Show me it's no mistake you are here. Now then, we're just wasting time by talking. Let the games begin. The first test was a 50-meter dash. There was a measuring device that also spoke. Oh, how UA lives in the future. The first 2 were Ida and a girl that, not to be mean, looks like a frog. Runners, on your marks. Ready, dash, gunshot. Lida made it first. 3-4 seconds. The frog girl made it in 5:58 seconds. Then it was the brown-haired girl from earlier and a boy with a tail. Get set, gunshot. 5:49 seconds. 7:15 seconds. After them it was the all-pink girl and a boy that sparkles too much it's hurting my eyes. The boy jumps for a second and then a beam comes from his stomach. Okay, what is with these quirks? The beam stops as he falls to the floor and the girl in pink leaves him behind. The boy got 51 seconds. Then it was Midoriya and Bakugo. As they start running, Bakugo uses his quirk to make it first at 4:13 seconds while Midoriya makes it at 7:92 seconds. Finally it was my turn. I had to go up against a tall girl with black hair. She's really pretty. Ready, go, gunshot. I used the element air to lift me up and push me to the end. 2:36 seconds. Said the measuring device. Whoa, that was fast. I said while wiping dirt off my shoulder. The second test was a grip strength. I may not be the strongest, but I'm strong and very good in close combat. I gripped the device and it said 235 kilograms. Not bad. Whoa, you hit 540 kilograms. You're such a beast. Said the black-haired boy from before. Yeah, like a muscle-eye octopus. Said a short, like really short, boy with purple ball on his head. The next test was a jumping test. I used the air to lift me up and make me jump. I look back and I don't see my dad or anyone for that matter. OSHT, I went too far. I used the air to bring me back to where the class was. They were all looking at me in awe. Well, most. Bakugo looked at me with an angry expression. Sorry, I didn't mean to go that far, I said. Don't worry. You did good, kid. Dad said. He walked away to get the other test ready. I turned to look at my classmates who were already looking at me. What? Do I have something on my face? I start to wipe my face with my hands. No, it's not that, just that we're surprised Mr. Aizawa didn't get mad at you for wasting time, like he did for us. Said the pink girl. Oh, right, I haven't introduced myself. My name is my Aizawa. I said proudly. In the times I heard this class gasp, this one was the loudest. You're his daughter. Whoa, that's cool. Just then the next test was ready. It was repetitive side steps. Then it was the ball throw. My favorite one. For this one I used air again to make it fly far. I made it to 802 meters. Then it was the brown-haired girl turn, and she made it to infinity. Oh, that's insane. How's that possible? Finally it was Midoriya's turn, and right as he throws it, falls back down not that far. 46 meters, said the device. I look over to my dad in shock, and then I see him with his hair floating and his now red eyes looking at Midoriya. Oh, so Midoriya would have made it go farther if Dad hadn't turned his quirk on. Oh, forgives. I was trying to use it just now. I erased your quirk. The judges for this exam were not rational enough. Someone like you should never be allowed to enroll at this school. Okay, I love you, Dad, but this is messed up. He just wants to be a hero like the rest of us. Wait, you did what to my... He gasped in realization. Those goggles. I know you. You can look at someone and cancel out their powers. The erasure hero. Eraser head. The whole class looked confused while I was trying to hold back my laugh. He may be strong, but my dad is not super popular. Eraser? Who's that? Said someone from the back. Oh, I've heard of him. I think he works on the down low. Said the frog girl. My dad was never the type to like the media or heroes that only care about popularity. You're not ready. You don't have control over your power. Were you planning to break your bones again? Counting on someone else to save your useless body? My dad said, No, that's not what I was trying to do. Midoriya replied. Just then my dad used his scarf to wrap Midoriya and brought him closer to Dad. No matter what your intentions are, you would be nothing more than a liability in battle. You have the same reckless passion as another overzealous hero I know. One who saved 1,000 people by himself and became a legend. But even with that drive, you're worthless if you can only throw a single punch before breaking down. Sorry, Midoriya. With your power, there is no way you can become a hero. Dad unwrapped his scarf from Midoriya and let him go. I've returned your impractical quirk. Take your final throw. Hurry and get it over with. I walk up to Dad as he walks away from Midoriya. Hey, that was a really rude thing to say, Dad. I told him. He needs to learn that if you break your arms with a single punch, there is no way you can be a hero. Unlike you, he has not had proper training. That's the point of him being here. To train and get better. Who knows, maybe after training he will no longer break his arms. We'll see if he can make it to more training. Is all Dad said before Midoriya threw the ball. I look over to Dad's phone and see that it says 705 meters. Huh, not bad for only breaking one finger. Mr. Aizawa. You see, I'm still standing. Midoriya said while gripping his arm. This kid. I heard Dad say. He threw it over 700 meters. Said the blonde boy with a black streak. Nice, he's finally showing us his true power. Said the brown-haired girl. But his finger appears to be broken now. Just like in the exam. This quirk is very odd. Said the boy in glasses. It wasn't a very pretty throw. Said the sparkling boy. I looked over to Bakugo because I feel that he does not like Midoriya at all. And I was right, his face had the most shocked look I have ever seen. I feel his anger flow all around us and his quirk starts to activate. Hey, Deku, 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏. Tell me how you did that, or you're dead. As Midoriya screams, my dad uses his scarf to grab Bakugo. What? Why the hell is your demon's scarf so strong? Because it's a capture weapon, made out of carbon fiber and a special metal alloy. Stand down. Dad responded. Midoriya looks more nervous than before. It'd be wise to avoid making me use my quirk so much. It gives me serious dry eye. Dad continued. And it's true, using his quirk so much makes his eyes dry up a lot. Too bad. That power is amazing. The class said all together. You're wasting my time now. Whoever's next can step up. Dad waved us off. I look over to Midoriya and see him back away and walk over to the class from Bakugo nervously. I look over to Midoriya. Are you okay? Your finger looks bad. I said, giving him a soft smile. Sure. It's fine. He responded with a blush on his face. Can I see? I hold out my hand. 𝗬𝗓𝗏. Reached his hand out for me to grab. I hold his hand and bring his broken finger to my face to check it out. This won't heal you, but it should numb it so it won't hurt a lot. I wave my hand around his finger as it turns cold, almost frozen. I took out a bandage from my pocket and wrapped it around his finger. How's that? That's what. It doesn't hurt so much. Thank you. But where did you get the bandage? You're welcome, and I always have some in case anyone gets hurt. Thank you again. He said it's a blush realizing I was still holding his hand. I let go of his and with a smile said, Don't worry about it, cutie. His face turned super red after that. Even though I numbed his finger and wrapped it, I could tell it helped, but it still hurt him. After the tests were done, I noticed Midoriya fall to the ground out of breath. I laugh a little bit, it's just too funny. All right, time to give your results. I've ranked you all from best to worst. You should probably have a good idea of your standing already. I'll just pull up the whole list. It's not worth going over each individual's score, Dad said. I look over to Midoriya and see him shaking. I tap him on his shoulder and he looks over at me. It's going to be okay. I promise you won't be going home today. I told him, knowing my dad was bluffing about the person coming in last was going home. How do you know? He asked nervously. Just trust me, I know you won't be going home. We both look up to the screen Dad projected. 𝗧𝗵𝗲 Aizawa ndi Momo Yaoyorozu Ardi Shoto Todoroki Ketsuki Bakugo Tenya Ida Fumikage Tokoimi Mizo Shoji Mashareo Ojiro 𝐒𝐩𝐢𝐚𝐴 Kurishime Mina Ashidoichi Achiko Urarakath Koji Kodadish Rikido Sato 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 𝐒𝐩𝐢𝐚𝐴 Hanta Siro Denki Kaminari Kyoka Jiro Minor Mineta Izuku Midoriya. OSHT, I made it in first place. But the cutie over here made it last. I know Dad's not sending him home, but it's sad because he tried harder than most of us. I feel Midoriya move and I look over to see him with his head down looking depressed at his wrapped finger. And I was lying, no one's going home. Dad said as he told the screen off. The class looks at him dumbfounded while I was trying so hard not to laugh, but chuckles still came out. That was just a rational deception to make sure you gave it your all in the tests. Dad continued, but I still couldn't stop laughing. I'm surprised the rest of you didn't figure that out. I'm sorry. I guess I probably should have said something. Yaoyorozu said. I stop laughing and look at everyone. I could have said something too. Of course I knew my dad would have not sent anyone home, but he has done it before, so be careful. I said with an innocent grin. That's it. We're done for the day. Pick up a syllabus in the classroom. Read it over before tomorrow morning. Dad said before leaving us. Told you, you wouldn't be going home today. I said, turning to Midoriya as he sighs in relief. I guess I should have believed you, he said with a hint of shame. Don't worry about it, now let's get you to the nurse's office. Okay, he said, blushing as I grabbed his and led him to Recovery Girl. After leaving Midoriya at the nurse's office, I went to change into my uniform and wait outside for Midoriya. I see walk out the building lazily. He must be tired from the recovery. I walk over to him and tap his shoulder. Hey Midoriya. You okay? I ask, bending down a little to reach him, putting my face closer to his. Oh, why I'm okay. He said with a red face, scratching the back of his neck nervously. Just then I feel a hand grab me, and as I turn around I'm faced with Ida. Hey there Ida. How are you? I ask him. I'm alright Aizawa, thank you. He turns to Midoriya. How's the broken finger doing? Oh, it's doing fine thanks to Aizawa and Recovery Girl. We started to walk away from the school, even though I would have to wait and come back for my dad. I was a bit concerned by Mr. Aizawa's approach to class. No offense. None taken, I knew he was talking to me, who else would he say that to? Ida continued, but I trust the school's judgment. UA is the top program. Even so, lying is downright immortal. I hear you Ida. I say, 𝐻𝐻𝑒𝐽. We hear from behind us. As we turn we see Uraraka running to us. Wait up you guys. Are you going to the station? I'll join you guys. Oh, you're the Infinity Girl. Ida said, I'm Achiko Uraraka. Let's see. You're my Aizawa. You are Tenya Ida. And your name is? That right? Midoriya. Deku. Yeah, isn't that what Bakugo called you? During the fitness test he said Deku, you BS30, right? Oh well, my name's actually Izuku. Deku is what Kaken calls me to make fun of me. That's unsportsmanlike. Ida chimes in. Oh, I didn't realize that. I'm sorry. I actually like that name, Deku. I could make a great hero name. And it sounds cute. A cute name for a cute hero. I said to Midoriya. His face turns red as he says, Deku, it is then. Just like that. Weren't you saying that it was an insult? Ida said. Midoriya turns around, his back facing me with his hands covering his face. Paradigm shift. My whole world is upside down. Deku said what? Me and Uraraka said, well, it was nice meeting you guys but I have to go find my dad. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I said while ruffling Midoriya's hair, because he looks cute when he blushes. Bye Aizawa. They all said. Midoriya mumbled it. I turn the other way with a huge smile and walk back inside to look for my dad. I made new friends. The next day, during lunch I walked over to where Midoriya, Uraraka and Ida were sitting. As I'm walking over I see Lunch Rush talking to them and Midoriya, as always, is freaking out. Hey guys. Is it okay if I sit here? I ask. Sure, go ahead. Midoriya responded, English class today was kinda boring, right? I asked. No. Classes are never boring. Ida responded, waving his hands frantically. Hey Ida, whatever you say. I responded sarcastically. We continued talking and eating, but every time I looked or asked a question to Midoriya, he would not look me in the eye and he would mumble while his face was red. I hope I didn't do anything wrong. After lunch, it was time for our hero basic training class to start. I'm here. Coming through the door like a hero. All Might yelled, not coming through the door like a hero. Looking around I see everyone's faces become more excited as they all gasp. I can't believe it's really All Might, said a yellow-haired boy named Kaminari. So he is a teacher. This year is gonna be totally awesome. A red-head boy named Kirishima said. Is he wearing his Silver Age costume? Asked the frog girl named Azui. All Might walks up to the front of the class and beings, welcome to the most important class at UA High. Think of it as Heroindy 101. Here you will learn the basics of being a pro, and what it means to fight in the name of good. He starts to flex his muscles. Let's get into it. Today's lesson will pull no punches. He continued, fight training. Bakugo said from behind me, I could tell with an evil smile. Real combat? Midoriya asked nervously, but one of the keys of being a hero is looking good," he said while pointing to a wall. Just then parts of the wall came off and were not just a wall but our hero costumes. These were designed for you based on your Quirk registration forms and the requests you sent in before school started. We all started to cheer. "Get yourselves suited up, and then meet me at training ground beta," All Might said. "Sir." We all replied. They all got up and grabbed their costumes, but I waited until they all left to get mine, but I was not alone. "Hey Midoriya. I didn't realize anyone was still here," I say as I walk to his desk and put my hands on it while leaning forward a little. "Oh why, I guess I didn't realize it was time," he said while blushing and trying so hard to not look at me. "Oh, I get that. Well, come on, we're going to be late," I said, grabbing his hand and pulling him to where there were only our costumes left. "Here you go," I said while handing him his case to his other hand because I was still holding his hand. "Thanks," he said, blushing, looking at our intertwined hands. "Come on, I'll show you the boys' locker room." After leading Midoriya to the boys' locker room, I walked into the girls' locker room. "Hey Izawa. What took you so long?" asked 𝗬𝗏𝗏. "I was showing Midoriya something," I replied, starting to change. She didn't reply after that because everyone else started to talk over us, but she gave me a soft smile. After a while I was alone again because I was late. Everyone was almost done changing when I barely started. I finished changing and started walking to our training ground. My costume fit just right and I loved it. It was a blue color to represent the element water. The sleeves were made with something to keep my arms from freezing if I used ice for too long. I had shorts under, "Don't think otherwise." I walked to the training ground and see my class waiting there. "Hey guys. Am I late?" I ask. "Kind of. Midoriya is still not here." Ida replied, "That's weird," is all I replied with before I heard someone walking from behind me. I look over and see a person in a bunny costume. I look closer at the person and see it's actually Midoriya. "Hey Dad," 𝗬𝗏𝗏 said. "𝗬𝗏𝗏 is all he said. "Love your costume. Not too flashy, you know." I should have been more specific about what I wanted. "This bodysuit is skin tight. Not really my style." "Well, I think you look very appealing, 𝗬𝗏𝗏." I told her, Thank you. You look appealing too," she said before turning back to All Might. "Thank you," I said, smiling. I turned to Midoriya. "I love your costume, it looks really cute," I told him. He starts to shake while covering his face. "Why, lookin' nice too, just nice?" I ask, teasing him. "Oh I mean why you look really pretty," he said, look down blushing. I walk over to him and lift his head with my finger to make him look up at me. "Thank you, cutie," is all I say before leaving him a blushing and shaking mess. "Now that you're ready, it's time for combat training," All Might announced. "Sir, this is the fake city from our entrance exam. Does that mean that we'll be conducting urban battles again?" Ida asked. "Not quite. I'm going to move 2 steps ahead. Most of the villain fights you see on the news take place outside. However, statistically speaking, run-ins with the most dastardly evildoers take place indoors." All Might answered. "Think about it. Backroom deals, home invasions, secret underground lairs. Truly intelligent criminals stay hidden in the shadows. For this training exercise, you'll be split into teams of good guys and bad guys and fight 2-on-2 indoor battles." All Might continued. "Isn't this a little advanced?" asked 𝗬𝗏𝗄. "The best training is what you get on the battlefield. But remember, you can't just punch a robot this time. You're dealing with actual people now." All Might answered. "Sir, will you be the one deciding who wins?" asked 𝗬𝗏𝗧𝗏. "How much can we hurt the other team?" asked 𝗵𝗃𝗏. "Do we need to worry about the losers getting expelled like earlier?" asked 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏. "Will you be splitting us up based on chance or comparative skill?" asked Ida. "Isn't this 𝗕𝗏𝗄 asked 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏. "Wait, what?" I wasn't finished talking. All Might said. Then All Might pulled a book that looked so tiny in his hands. "Listen up. The situation is this. The villains have hidden a nuclear missile somewhere in their hideout. The heroes must try to foil their plans. To do that, the good guys either have to catch the evildoers or recover the weapon. Likewise, the bad guys succeed if they protect their payload or capture the heroes. Time's limited, and we'll choose teams by drawing lots. All Might said. Isn't there a better way? Asked Ida. Think about it. Pros often have to team up with heroes from other agencies on the spot, so maybe that's the reason we're seeing that here. Midoriya replied. I leaned down to his ear and whisper, "You're so cute when you talk about heroes. I hope when I'm a hero you talk about me too." He freezes, and even though I can't see his face, I know he's blushing. I can't help but giggle. Yes, I see. Life is a random series of events. Excuse my rudeness. Ida continued. No sweat. Let's draw. All Might said. The teams were put into letter teams. Team A Uraraka and Midoriya, Team B Todoroki and Aizawa, Team C Yaoyorozu and Mineta, Team D Ida and Bakugo, Team E Ishido and Aoyama, Team F Koda and Sato, Team G Kaminari and Jiro, Team H Tokoyami and Azui, Team I Ojiro and Shoji, Team J Siro and Kirishima. It sucked that me and any of my friends were not in a team together. It would be so fun to tease Midoriya. Wow, what are the chances? We're a team. Uraraka said excitedly. I declare that the first teams to fight will be these guys. All Might said while holding two balls with the letters D and E. Team A will be the heroes, Team D will be the villains. Everyone else can head to the monitoring room to watch. All Might added. I lean down to Midoriya and whisper, if you win, I'll give you a present. I added with a wink. I'll try my best. Wait, what did you say? He added, blushing, but I was already walking away with a smile on my lips. Pay attention, kids. Think about what you would do. All Might said as we watched the cameras. I hope none of them get hurt. We watch as Midoriya and Uraraka encounter Bakugo and Midoriya send Uraraka off. I'm guessing to find the missile. I am on a team with Todoroki. Have I ever spoken to hear him speak? No, that is why I walked over to him. You're Todoroki, right? I asked, even though I knew it was him. Yes, you are Aizawa. He replied. Yep. So, because we're on a team, what should our strategy be? I ask. I will freeze the others and we will win. Oh, so I won't do anything. You don't need to. How is that working as a team then? You can go and find the villains. Boring, I want to fight. But I mean, what else can we do? Your Quirk is strong to work alone. He didn't reply and we just went back to watching the cameras. Midoriya and Bakugo were fighting and Uraraka was not with him. We couldn't hear what they were saying, but I could tell that Bakugo was really angry at Midoriya. He kept blasting his Quirk at Midoriya. This is not just about winning anymore. Sir, isn't this getting out of hand? That Bakugo is acting really crazy. Kirishima said. I agree. Bakugo seems to be letting his anger out on Midoriya. He looks like he could kill him. I agreed with Kirishima. Not so. Bakugo, use that stored up power again and I'll stop this fight. Your team will lose. All Might said to the earpiece. We couldn't hear Bakugo's response, but it looked like he said, huh, in a very angry but confused tone. To employ such a strong attack indoors is inviting the destruction of the stronghold you should be protecting. That's a poor strategy, whether you're a hero or a villain. The penalty would be a massive loss of points. All Might continued. Bakugo seems even more angry than before, if that's possible. We watch as they continue to fight, but hand to hand. I honestly did not want to keep watching, but I couldn't look away. Midoriya looked so hurt, I wanted to run in there and stop them, but of course I couldn't. I could only watch. I could see my classmates talking, but I tuned them out. I hope Midoriya, Uraraka and Ida are going to be okay. Clearly Bakugo is okay, so I won't even think to worry about him. I continued to watch as they talk. Then Midoriya and Bakugo are going head to head. Bakugo getting ready to blast Midoriya when Midoriya blocks it with his Quirk, sending it to the top floors, where we see Uraraka use her Quirk to take down Ida and get the weapon. I let out a breath in relief when I see Midoriya after the smoke clears, but I hold another breath in when I see him fall to the floor. Midoriya was carried to Recovery Girl's office to get healed. I wanted to go, but All Might didn't let me. Everyone besides Midoriya was in the evaluation room. Well, despite the results, the MVP of this exercise is young Ida. All Might said. Huh? Ida said surprised. Shouldn't it be one of the heroes instead, since they're the winners? 𝐎𝐩𝐢𝐴 asked, Valid question. Why didn't I choose one of those two? Who has a guess? All Might asked. Sir, I can tell you why. 𝐎𝐻𝐻𝗧𝗏 said with her hand raised. Ida embraced this challenge. He was the only one who truly adapted to his assigned role. I'll explain. Bakugo's judgment was clouded by a personal grudge against Midoriya. As you pointed out earlier, launching a large-scale attack indoors was a foolish move. It could have been disastrous. Similarly, Midoriya's plan was also poorly thought out, considering the amount of damage that he received. He rendered himself helpless. Not smart. As for 𝗬𝗓𝗏𝐻 let her guard down mid-battle, and her final attack was far too reckless given the hypothetical stakes. If she treated the fake weapon as though it were real, she never would have risked using such an imprecise move. 𝗎𝗎𝗎𝗀𝗧𝗏 stated. Ida was fully prepared for his opponent's arrival. He had a strategy and never lost sight of his mission to protect the dummy weapon, even if he was foiled in the end. Technically the hero team won, yes, but they took advantage of the fact that this was training. They didn't respect the spirit of the trial. 𝗎𝗎𝗎𝗎𝗀 continued. Yes, well, you overlooked a few things. Young Ida could have relaxed a little bit in the exercise, but otherwise, you nailed it. All Might stated while giving 𝗎𝗎𝗎𝗎𝗧𝗏 a thumbs up. One should always start with the basics and devote themselves wholeheartedly to learning. That's the only real way to become a top hero. No wonder she got in on recommendations, she's super smart. It was Team B's turn as the heroes and Team I's turn as the villains. I was really nervous because I had no idea what Todoroki would do. We both got in by recommendations, but I've never seen him fight or use his quirk. Just then the buzzer goes off, meaning it's time for us to start. I'll fly up the building to see if I can spot them through the windows. Todoroki just nodded. I use air to lift me up to try and spot them. I see Ojiro with the weapon on the 4th floor and Shoji on the north hall of the same floor. I bring myself down and turn to Todoroki. Ojiro is with the weapon on the 4th floor and Shoji on the north hall, also on the 4th floor. Did they have shoes? Only Shoji. What? He does not answer, he just walks into the building. I go to follow him, but he holds his hand out, motioning me to stop. He touched the walls and ice started to cover the building. I gasped. Whoa, that's so cool, but I could have done that. He turned to me. I thought your quirk was air or something. Kind of, I can control all 4 elements, plus some side elements. Oh okay, is all he says before we go inside. We walk to the 4th floor, walking past Shoji as his whole body was frozen, where Ojiro was with the weapon. He gets into a fighting stance. Pry yourself up if you want, but it might be hard to fight me with no skin on the bottom of your feet. Todoroki told Ojiro. Todoroki continued to walk to the weapon while I stayed by the door. Why was that kinda cool? As Todoroki touches the weapon, the ice starts to melt. Considering it's a lot, I use my fire to melt some ice off. The hero team wins. We hear All Might say. Ojiro gasped. Heat too. Huh. No wonder half of his hair is white and the other is red. He has 2 quirks like me, while I have 4 plus sides, but still, I never met someone with more than 1 quirk. So cool. I will make it my mission to be his bestie. It's not your fault. We're just playing on different levels. Todoroki said. I am totally making him my bestie now. All 4 of us walked back to the room where everyone else was at and listened as All Might gave us a review of the battle. As the other teams fought, I could only think about how Midoriya was doing. I'll go see him after class if I'm allowed. The last teams finished and we went back to the exit where we came from. That's a wrap. Super work. You really stepped up to the plate. And we didn't have any major injuries, except for Midoriya. You should be proud. Excellent first day of training, all around. All Might said, giving us a quick thumbs up. It's nice to hear some encouraging words after our homeroom class. Mr. Aizawa was kind of a buzzkill. 𝗎𝐻𝐻𝗧𝗏 said, Hey, that's my dad. I said, but I agree, he could lighten up. I said, shrugging my shoulders. I'm happy to bring such staggering positivity to my alma mater. That's all for now, folks. I should go and check on young Midoriya's progress. Now watch how a pro exits. Like he's got somewhere to be. All Might said, running away. I was going to ask him if I could go with him, but he ran away super fast. Also, I remembered that I'm in my hero costume, not my uniform. I'll just see him after I change. Okay, you guys, that is a hero. Kaminari said, exited. I'll never be able to run that fast. Ojiro said sadly. Super awesome, said a tiny, ball for hair kid. I don't remember their name. We stayed there talking about some things before we walked back to the locker rooms. Hey, Todoroki, I said, walking next to him. Yes. What is your quirk? Half cold, half hot. Oh, that's so cool. You can freeze things and then make them melt. I exclaimed, even though I can do the same. We should train together one day. Because we have a close enough quirk. Okay, but to let you know, I don't use my left side in training or battle. Oh, he only uses his right side then. I want to ask why, but I look at his body language and can tell he doesn't want me to know, so I don't ask. Oh, that's okay. We both still have an ice-like quirk. He doesn't reply, but I can tell he is happy I did not ask why he does not use his left side. We finished changing and we all went back to our classroom. The girls and I, except for Yaoyorozu, were talking about who is the most handsome boy in our class. It's obviously Todoroki. Ashido stated. I'm not saying you're wrong, but Bakugo is hot too. If only he had a different personality. Jiro said. They all agreed. Kaminari is cute, but I'm not into blondes, or whatever his hair color is. I say. Yeah, because you like green-haired guys. Ashido exclaimed. She was clearly talking about Midoriya. Yeah, he is cute, but I don't know him all that well. I replied. Kirishima is handsome too. Uraraka said, again with us agreeing. We make it to our class and saw the boys already there talking with each other. I go to sit in my seat in front of Bakugo, but I turn to him. Your quirk is really powerful, you just have to use it for the right reason, and hurting Midoriya is not one. I told him. He didn't get a chance to reply because I started to talk to Shoji about how his quirk works. I know I don't seem like it, but I love learning what other people's quirks are, and I always have a tone of questions. I find Yaoyorozu's and Koda's quirk really cool. Imagine being able to make anything you want from your body and being able to talk to animals, my dream. Classes continued like normal, but I couldn't see Midoriya because I was told he was dead asleep. So I waited in class to see if he will show up. Me and Jiro were talking when Midoriya opens the door. Hey, it's Midoriya. Good to see you back, Super. Kirishima said, walking to him, Ashido, Sato, and Siro behind him. Man, I don't know what you were saying during that match. But you were all fired up. Kirishima continued. I can't believe you held your own against Bakugo. He's super strong. Siro added. You did a great job dodging. Ashido said, you guys really turned up in the first match, so one of us held back in our rounds either. Sate exclaimed. You were far from elegant, but I suppose, Aoyama said before Ashido cut him off. And the dodging was like, whoa. Hey, I'm Ijiro Kirishima. We've been going over training results while you were in recovery. Hi, I'm Hantasiro. More importantly, I'm Yuga Aoi-. I'm Mina Ashido. And I just got to say, your dodging was awesome. Ashido said, cutting off Aoyama again. Tsuyu Ajui. But please call me Tsu. Hey, Sato. Hey guys. Midoriya said nervously. And my name's Mineta. Said the tiny boy flying in front of Midoriya. Where the heck did you pop out of? Kirishima asked. So noisy. Tokoyami said, sitting on the desks. Tokoyami. Stop using that desk as a chair. Get off of it this instant. Dude, you need to chill. Jiro said. Yeah, come on Ida, sitting on the desk is not doing any harm to anyone. I said. Ida said, shocked. You're carrying a lot of tension. Ojiro stated. No one understands. I cannot condone actions that disrespect these desks. Not when great men and WOM, our upperclassmen, once used them. Ida said, also noisy, Tokoyami added. Just then Uraraka and Kaminari walk in. They were talking, but Uraraka saw Midoriya and walked over to him, leaving Kaminari alone. Hey why didn't she heal your injuries? Uraraka asked. Oh, Well, it has to do with how much stamina I'm using. Stamina. Midoriya frees looking at something else. I look over to where he is looking and see he is staring at Bakugo's empty desk. Uraraka. Where's Kaken? Midoriya asked. We tried to stop him from leaving. But he wouldn't listen. You just missed him. Uraraka explained. The Midoriya ran off, I'm guessing, to find him. After a while, I decided to go look for my dad. Hey guys, I'm going to look for my dad, I'll be right back. I tell the others walking out of the class. I found my dad in the teacher's lounge sleeping in his sleeping bag. I woke him up and asked if he is coming back to class or if they could leave. Well, it's time to go home anyways, so they can leave. Hey, thanks. Love you. I say, skipping away. Yeah. Love you too, love you 3. Uncle Mike yelled, while Dad scolded him. I skip away laughing. As I'm walking to the classroom, I see Tsu, Uraraka, and Ishido staring at something outside the window. I walk over to them. What are we looking at? I ask while they jump in surprise. Oh my, you scared me. Uraraka said, sorry, but what is going on? I ask again. We don't know, but Midoriya and Bakugo are arguing outside. Ishido explained. I turned to look at the window and there they were yelling at each other. Well, more like Bakugo yelling at Midoriya. Just then, All Might came running at them. He placed his hands on Bakugo's shoulders to, I think, calm him down. I wonder what that was all about. Ishido said. The fated battle between rivals. Uraraka said, whatever Midoriya was saying, it looked like Bakugo really wanted to punch him. Tsu added, he always looks like that at Midoriya, sad, but true, I add. Childhood friends turned enemies. Uraraka said, placing her forehead on the window. We walked back to class after that, but then I remembered I had to talk to Midoriya. Hey guys. You go ahead, I need to talk to Midoriya. See you tomorrow. They say while waving. Bye. I wave back. I walk down the stairs to the front where Midoriya is talking to All Might. Hey, Midoriya. Can I talk to you? I ask walking up to them. They stop talking and turn to me. Well, I will leave too. Goodbye, young Midoriya, young Aizawa. He ran away before we could say anything. Midoriya's POV, All Might left us alone. I was staring at Aizawa. I know it seems creepy, but she is so pretty. I don't think I have ever seen someone this pretty before. I feel myself start to blush. Her long bulk hair moving with the wind, her face being kissed by the sun. All of her. Suddenly I'm kicked out of my trance, because I feel something touch my hair. My whole face goes red as I realize she was talking to me and I didn't hear her. Sorry, what? I ask. I asked if you were okay. Those injuries look bad. Yeah, I'm okay. Recovery girl did a good job. I bet she is the best. 𝗓𝗏𝗋 I ask, hoping she would keep talking to me. I may be bad at talking to people that make me nervous, but there is something about her voice that makes me want to listen to it on repeat. No, I still have to give you your present. She said, I wonder what it will be, a kiss maybe? No, we barely know each other, she wouldn't give me a kiss dash. I got cut off of my thoughts when she leaned down and kissed my cheek. She stood up, but I was frozen. I'll see you tomorrow, Zuku. She said before walking away. I was still frozen. As she walks inside UA and I lose sight of her, I snap out of it. I lift my hand to my cheek where she kissed me. My face is now fully red. Wait, did she call me Zuku? After giving Midoriya a kiss on the cheek, I walked back inside UA to wait for Dad. My face was burning. Why did I do that? Do I like him? No way, I barely know him. I mean, he is cute, and I do like the fact that I am taller than him. Also, I like when his face gets red from blushing. Okay, I think I'm starting to like him. Dad is going to kill me. Speaking of my dad, I was walking, not watching where I was going, and walked right into someone. That someone was my dad. What are you doing here? I told you to wait in the classroom. Dad asked with a tired voice. I was talking to Midoriya, then I came to find you. Let's go home now. I want to see Shadow. Shadow is our cat. We got her when I was 7 while walking back home from school. She has black fur, and for a 7-year-old, I think Shadow is a pretty good name. Okay, let's go, I'm tired. Dad responded, when are you not? I asked, truly confused. Shut up. When we got home, I ran to my room to find Shadow on my purple covers. Victor. Up, but quickly put her down, remembering I'm still in my uniform. I changed into my pajamas. Then I grabbed Shadow, going into the kitchen. Dad was already there. I put Shadow down and I grabbed her bowl to put her food in. I place her food down and she starts to eat. I pet her before going to wash my hands. What are we doing tomorrow, Dad? You have to wait and see. Tell me please. I whine, no, now here, eat. He hands me a bowl with rice and vegetables mixed in. Fine. Thank you. We sit down and eat our food in peace. Then we sat on the couch watching TV. I ended up falling asleep, so Dad carried me to my room as Shadow followed him. Good night, princess, I love you, he said, giving me a kiss on my forehead. I woke up when he carried me, but he didn't realize, so I let him think I was asleep. I love you too. I whisper as he walks away. He stops in his tracks, but just turns to me and smiles before leaving my room. I closed my eyes and fell asleep with a smile on my face. The next day I was in class, early again, when I saw a whole bunch of people outside the school, blocking kids from going to class. I saw my dad and Uncle Mike out there talking to what I guess, the media/paparazzi. I already know my dad wants to leave. I can't help but giggle. Stop giggling. I hear a voice say. I turn to see Bakugo looking at me. Oh, sorry. I was just laughing at my dad. He hates the media but has to be out there with them. They want to know about All Might and how he is as a teacher or something like that. Why do they care? I don't know. Damn sorry. I was just asking. I turn back to the window and see the entrance being blocked by the security system. Looks like a reporter tried to get in. Well, the class starts to fill up and I try to ignore Midoriya the best I can. Which is not hard, all I have to do is look out the window. But I feel bad. The first thing he did when he came into the class was look over at me, but I just had a blank face station at the board in front of me. I could see he put his head down a little bit and walked over to his desk, trying to catch my eye as he walked past me. Then my dad walked in. Decent work on yesterday's combat training, you guys. I saw the video feeds and went over each of your team's results. Bakugo, you're talented. So don't sulk like a child about your loss, okay? Yeah, whatever. Bakugo sighed. And Midoriya, I see the only way you won the match was by messing up your arm again. Work harder. And don't give me the excuse that you don't have control over your quirk. That line's already getting old. You can't keep breaking your body while training here. But your quirk will be really useful if you can get a handle on it. So how a little urgency? I know I'm supposed to ignore Midoriya to see if I do like him, but that first part was a little mean, Dad. Clearly Midoriya did not think so. Right. Let's get down to business. Our first task will decide your future. Everyone froze, me included. I wonder what we'll do today. You all need to pick a class representative. Dad ended up saying. We all calmed down with relief. Pick me, guys. I want to be class rep, Kirishima said, jumping up. I'll take it. Kaminari said. Yeah, you're gonna need me. Jiro said, raising her hand. Someone with style would be best. Aoyama said before getting blocked by Ishido. I'm like totally the right pick. Ishido said. Everyone started to say why they should be picked, but I didn't listen. I always was the class representative in my other school because people were scared I would hurt them. They were also scared of my dad. But I didn't want to be the class representative this time, so I didn't raise my hand. But even Bakugo was yelling about it. Silence, everyone please. Ida yelled. The class representative's duty is to lead others. That's not something just anyone can do. You must first have the trust of every student in the classroom. Therefore, the most logical way to fill this position is democratically. We will hold an election to choose our leader. Is this really the best idea? Kaminari asked. We've only known each other a few days, how do we know who we can trust? Tsu asked. I agree, I don't know most of the people here, so who should I vote for? Besides, everyone will just vote for themselves. Kirishima added. Most people will. But that means whoever does receive multiple votes must truly be the most suitable person for the job. It's the best way, right, sir? Ida asked Dad. Do what you want, Just decide before my nap's over. Dad said before going to sleep in the corner. Thank you for your trust. The people who got the most votes were Midoriya, Yaoyorozu, and me. I didn't want this. How did I get 3 votes? Midoriya asked. How did I get 4? I didn't even vote for myself. I also asked, okay, you idiots who voted for him. Bakugo asked with anger in his voice. What? Did you honestly think anyone was gonna vote for you? 𝗧𝗪 asked, what did you just say? Bakugo asked him with even more anger. Some students were talking in the back, but due to Bakugo's yelling I couldn't hear them. Dad then woke up and told us to stand in front of the class. All right, the class rep is Midoriya is the deputy and our assistant deputy is Yaoyorozu. Really? It's not a mistake. Midoriya asked. Yaoyorozu sighed, how'd this happen? I know, right? I responded. This might not be so bad. 𝗬 said, yeah, I can get behind Aizawa and Midoriya, I guess. Kirishima added. They continued to talk, but all I could do was stare at Iida. I felt so bad. I was the only one to vote for him. He definitely deserves this more than me. Just as I was going to say that Iida should be the rep, Dad interrupted. Okay, now go to your seats. I signed and walked to my seat. I'll step down later, I guess. It was time for lunch, and as I walked to where Iida, Uraraka, and Midoriya were seated, I realized I haven't talked to Midoriya all day. I hope he doesn't get mad at me. I decided that I'll sit with Todoroki considering he's always alone. I walked over to him. Is it okay if I sit here? I asked. He looked up and nodded. I sat down across from him and started to eat. There was this calming aura coming from him. I decided to ask him some questions. So, you got him based on recommendations? I did too. Who recommended you? I was recommended by my father. Oh yeah, Endeavor, right? I asked. He looked at me a little shocked. How did you know? Your name is literally Todoroki. Oh, I guess it is. Don't tell anyone, please. Your secret is safe with me. What about you? Who recommended you? My dad and Midnight. They have been training me since I was 5. Even some of my last teachers wrote me letters of recommendations. Right? Your dad is Aizawa. Well, he's not my biological dad, but he's still my dad. He stayed quiet. I know he wanted to ask but didn't want to seem rude, so I just told him. It's not like I'm ashamed. I was adopted by Dad at 4 years old and he started to train me at 5. Oh, my father trained me at 5 years old too. Looks like we have something in common. Hey, do you want to be friends? I didn't come here to make friends. Oh, I said a little sad. But not everything turns out the way I want it to. I look up at him confused. Yes, we can be friends, he said before going back to eating. Hey, I'll be the best friend you ever had. Trust me. There is a small smile on his face before a bell. Ringing goes off. Warning. Leave 3 security breach. All students please evacuate the building in an orderly fashion. People start yelling and running all over the place. What is a leave 3 breach? Todoroki asked me. It means that someone got past the school's barriers. Come on, we should go. We started to walk but people kept pushing us, so I decided to grab Todoroki's hand so we wouldn't get lost. He seemed to get the idea and held on to my hand tightly. The whole hallway was full and we could barely walk. I looked out the window to see the press trying to get inside. Dad and Mike are trying to tell them to leave. I look up when I hear voices I recognize. Kirishima and Kaminari were trying to get people to calm down but got dragged away by all the people. Then Iida started to float in the air. He used his quirk, but started to roll in a circle until he landed straight into a wall. That looked like it hurt. Todoroki said, his hand was still gripping mine. Listen up, everything is okay. It's just the media outside. There's absolutely nothing to worry about. Everything's fine. We're UA students. We need to remain calm and prove that we're the best of the best. Iida yelled, getting everyone's attention. Everyone calmed down after that. Look, the police are here. Someone said. Thank goodness. Another said. Everyone started to leave back to the lunch area, but I didn't. I wanted to go to the classroom. I feel Todoroki's hand tug on mine and realize that I'm still holding his hand. I quickly let go. Are you going back to eat? He asked. No, I'm going back to class. I'm going back too. Let's go. We started to walk back to the classroom, not noticing the green-haired boy that was looking at us, seeing us hold hands. It's time, class rep, let's begin. 𝗎𝗎𝗧𝗏 said. We need to figure out who the other class officers will be. But first I have something to say. I thought about this since you all voted me for class rep, but I feel that 𝗕𝗏𝗍𝗍 should be our class representative. I continued. The class gasped. He caught everyone's face and made everyone calm down after realizing it was nothing to worry about. He got everyone in line. I believe he will do a great job leading our class. Also being class rep for 5 years in a row is too much for me. The class laughs at my ending sentence. Yeah, you know what? If 𝗓𝗏𝗧𝗏 vouches for him, I'm good. Plus he was a big help. He totally manned up and took charge, right? Kirishima said. Did you notice he looked like the dude on the emergency exit signs when he was on the wall earlier? Kaminari said, getting off topic. Midoriya also decided to step down as deputy and let 𝗎𝗎𝗧𝗏 be the deputy. This is a waste of time. I don't care who the rep is, just hurry up. Dad said, still in his sleeping bag in the corner. Ida got up from his desk. If Aizawa is nominating me for this job, then I humbly accept. I pledge to carry out the duties of class rep to the best of my abilities. Sounds good, emergency exit. Also, guys, please call me Mai so we don't get confused on which Aizawa you're talking to. Thanks. I said before walking to my desk as Ida walked up to the front. Hello, I got 2 more votes than him. 𝗎𝗎𝗧𝗏 said sadly. It was time to go home but I still needed to talk to Midoriya. Hey, Midoriya. Wait up. I ran up to him as he was about to leave the school. 𝗬𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏. I told everyone, including you, to call me Mai. Alright, sorry. Don't worry about it. Anyway, I wanted to see how you were doing. I'm sorry for not talking to you all day. I was just thinking about something that could either turn out to be really good or really bad. Oh, it's fine really. We stood there for a minute before I spoke. I'm also sorry for not sitting with you guys at lunch. I was with Todoroki. I needed to talk with him about something different. And no worries. I hope you can sit with us tomorrow. Ah, I would love to sit with you guys, Zuku. Zuku. Oh right, I never asked. Is it okay if I call you that? Midoriya is too long and Uraraka already calls you Deku, so I wanted to give you a nickname. Oh why yeah, it's okay. I like when you call me that. You like when I call you Zuku? I asked teasing. I mean, your voice is nice to listen to. I mean, I'll just shut up now. He said blushing like a lot. I'm just teasing Zuku. I have to go but I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye. Today's training will be a little different. You'll have 3 instructors. Me, All Might and another faculty member will be keeping tabs on you. Dad said. Sir, what kind of training is this? Zero asked. Rescue. You'll be dealing with natural disasters, shipwrecks, stuff like that. Oh, that means the other faculty member is going to be 13, considering they're the rescue hero. Disasters. Sounds like we're in for a big workout. Kaminari said, turning to Ishido. Totally. She responded. Real hero stuff. This is what separates the men from the boys. I'm shaking with excitement. Kirishima added, jumping into their conversation. Finally, I'll get to show off how good I am in water. Ribbit. Sue said, guys, I'm not finished yet. What you wear in this exercise is up to you. I know you're excited about costumes, but keep in mind that you haven't gotten used to them yet, and they might limit your abilities. This special training is at an off-campus facility, so we'll be taking a bus to get there. That's all. Start getting ready. Dad said before leaving the classroom. Everyone got up and started to get their costumes. I waited until I was the last one again. I grabbed my case and went to the locker room. I had 4 different costumes because I can use the 4 main elements. I picked my water costume last training session, so this time I put on my fire costume. Not my artwork. I found this with no watermark. All credit goes to the artist. Zuku, why are you wearing your PE clothes? I asked before I remembered his costume was ripped up from the last training session. Well, after the combat training it was really ripped and torn. I'm still waiting for the support company to fix it up. What about you? I thought your costume was blue. I put a request to have 4 different costumes because I have 4 main elements. So this is my fire costume. Then a whistle was heard from where the bus was at. We both looked over and saw Ida standing next to the bus. Gather around, Class 1A. Using your student numbers, form 2 neat lines so we can load the bus efficiently. He just kept blowing the whistle while waving his arm up and down. Ida's kicking it into high gear as our class rep. Yup, good thing I gave him the job. We started to walk to the bus as Ida said. Instead of it being a normal bus, the seats were on the sides looking at each other. I sat down on an empty seat in the back that happened to be next to Todoroki. Midoriya was talking to Ida, so he came late and had to sit close to the front. Todoroki and I have been talking like friends since the day the press broke into UA. Hey, I was wondering, Todoroki is too long. Is there something else I can call you? No, you don't have a nickname. Can I give you one? Yes, okay. How about Todo? Todo, so my nickname is going to be the first part of my name. Yeah, it's too boring. How about I got it? Toki. It's the first and last part of your name. I guess that does sound better. What about you? Should I give you a nickname too? You don't have to. It'll probably be hard considering my name has 3 letters. I suppose you're right. It's Todoroki, Bakugo and Mai. Said Kirishima. Oh, what are we talking about? I asked, hearing my name. We're talking about how you guys have the flashiest quirks. Kirishima told me. Thanks, that means a lot to me. I said, and Kirishima laughed. Sure, but Bakugo's always angry, so he'll never be that popular. Sue said as I try not to die laughing. What did you say? I'll kick your butt. Bakugo yelled, standing up from his seat. You see. You know, we basically just met you. So it's kinda telling that we all know your personality is flaming 𝗬𝗵𝗲 mixed with garbage. Kaminari said. I was laughing so hard Toki had to hold me from flying off my seat. You're going to regret the day you applied to this school, you loser. I'll kill you. I couldn't take it anymore. I was crying from laughing too much. I wipe my tears and see that Toki's looking at me in concern. Are you okay? Why are you crying? He asked. I'm crying from laughing. It happens when I laugh for a long time or if something is really funny. Oh, but what was funny? Did you not hear 𝗬𝗪 and Kaminari? The way they attacked Bakugo was hilarious. They attacked Bakugo. I didn't see. What? I meant they were making fun of him. Oh, I still don't get how that is funny. Okay, I have a lot to teach you. I will be your teacher for things you are oblivious to, starting with jokes. Hey, we're here. Stop messing around. Dad said. Sir. We all said in unison, except for Bakugo. He said, whatever. I was right, the other instructor was 13. We stood outside the entrance of the USJ. Hello, everyone, I've been waiting for you. It seemed Uraraka was more excited than everyone else. Ooh, 13 is one of my favorite heroes. She said. I can't wait to show you what's inside. We walked inside to see a lot of things in here. There were things like shipwrecks to volcanoes. It looked so cool. Holy CRP. It looks like some kind of amusement park. Kirishima said, a shipwreck, a landslide, a fire, a windstorm, etc. I created this training facility to prepare you to deal with different types of disasters. I call it the Unforeseen Simulation Joint. But you can call it 𝐕. I could tell they were all thinking that it's the same as Universal Studios Japan. Hey, shouldn't All Might be here already? Let me guess, he booked an interview instead. Dad asked 13. Actually, it's something else. Dad said as he walked closer so we couldn't hear. The clock's ticking. We should get started. Excellent. Before we begin, let me just say one thing. Well, maybe 2 things. Possibly 3, 4, or 5. 13 said before continuing, listen carefully. I'm sure you're aware that I have a powerful quirk. It's called Black Hole. I can use it to SCK up anything and turn it into dust. Yeah, you've used Black Hole to save people from all kinds of disasters before, haven't you? Izuku said, as 𝐒𝐬𝐼𝐧𝐿 nodded her head up and down really fast. That's true, but my quirk could also very easily be used to kill. Some of you also have powers that can be dangerous. In our superhuman society, all quirks are certified and stringently regulated, so we often overlook how unsafe they can actually be. Please don't forget that if you lose focus or make the wrong move, your powers can be deadly. Even if you're trying to do something virtuous like rescue someone. 13 continued. Thanks to Aizawa's fitness tests, you have a solid idea of your quirk's potential. And because of All Might's combat training, you likely experienced how dangerous your powers can be when used against other people. Carry those lessons over to this class. Today, you're going to learn how to use your quirks to save people's lives. You won't be using your powers to attack enemies of each other, only to help. After all, that's what being a hero is all about. Ensuring the safety of others. That's all I have to say. Thank you so much for listening. We all started to cheer for 13. Not that that's over, Dad started to say before the lights went out. Then, by the water fountain, a black hole started to form. All of a sudden, the hole became huge and spread. There were people coming out of it now. Stay together and don't move. 13, protect the students. Dad said. Whoa, what is that thing? Kirishima asked. We looked over and saw a lot more people coming out. Wait, has the training started already? I thought we were rescuing people. Kirishima asked. I was about to walk up to Dad before he yelled, "Stay back." He started to put on his goggles. This is real. Those are villains. All of a sudden the black hole started to talk. The only real heroes I see are 13 and Eraserhead. Perplexing. According to the schedule we retrieved from UA, All Might should be here as well. So you scumbags used the press as a cover and sneaked onto campus. Dad said it all makes sense now. No wonder the barrier was turned to ash. Someone must have a quirk that can turn things to ash/dust. Where is he? A guy in the middle with hands all over his upper body asked. I went through the trouble of bringing so many friends who are eager to meet him. They want All Might, the great symbol of peace. I can't believe he's not here. Maybe if I kill a few kids, he'll come out to play. He continued. Hearing that, Dad activated his quirk. What? Real villains? No way. How could so many of them get into a UA facility this secure? Kirishima asked. Yeah, 13. Why aren't the alarms going off? Yaoyorozu asked. Good question. I'm not sure. Is the entire campus under attack? Or is this their only target? Either way, if the alarm sensors aren't being triggered, then one of these villains must have a quirk that's masking their presence here. They carefully chose this isolated facility as an entry point at a time when a class was being taught. They're fools for trespassing here, but they've thought this out. Whatever their plan, they must have a concrete objective in mind. But what is it? Todoroki asked. I start to feel even more scared than I was before. If they have a quirk that is blocking our communication, how will the other heroes get here in time? 13, get them out of here. And alert the main campus. Actually, if they've got the ability to block our sensors, then they might be jamming out regular communication too. Kaminari, try using your quirk to contact the school. I heard Dad say. Yes, sir. Kaminari replied. What are you gonna do? You can't fight them on your own. There's too many of them. Even if you can nullify their quirks, your fighting style's not suited for this. Your power works best in stealth and one-on-one fights. That's not gonna help with a group. Midoriya said. Does it matter? It's not like he's going to go fight by himself. I say, trying to calm myself down. He can't go. What if he gets hurt or worse? I have to. I'll promise I'll be okay. Anyways, you can't be a pro if you only have one trick. I'll leave it to you, 13. No. Dad, please don't go. I yell, starting to tear up, but he already left. I tried to run to help him, but Todoroki held me back. I tried to break free from his hold, but he held on tightly. The class had started to run to the exit, Todoroki grabbing my hand so I wouldn't run to my dad. I looked back to where my dad was, but Midoriya was still looking at them as Ida told him to hurry up. Then I felt Todoroki stop. When I looked at where 13 was, I saw that the black hole from before turned into a person. There is no escape for you. It's a pleasure to meet you. We are the League of Villains. I know it's impolite, but we decided to invite ourselves into this haven of justice to say hello. And besides, isn't this a fitting place for All Might, the symbol of peace, to take his last breath? So that's what they're here for, to try to kill All Might. I believe he was supposed to be here today, and yet I see no sign of him. There must have been some sort of change in plans we could not have foreseen. Well, in the end, I suppose it doesn't matter. I still have a role to play. The thing said. Then Bakugo and Kirishima jump at him. Bakugo used his quirk to make a big explosion. We couldn't see them due to the smoke. You live up to your school's reputation. But you should be more careful, children. Otherwise, someone might get hurt. You two get out of the way right now. 13 yelled to Bakugo and Kirishima. I'll scatter you across this facility to meet my comrades and your deaths. Then darkness surrounded me. I ended up with Todoroki in the landslide zone. He turned the floor into ice, while I used ice to send ice spears to the villains' throats. I didn't send them all the way, only the tip so they could get scared. Aren't you embarrassed to lose against 2 children? For God's sake, you're adults. Put up a real fight. Yeah, it was over in 2 seconds. Boring. The plan was to scatter us and then kill us. You were woefully unprepared. In fact, it looks to me as though you've had no training. You haven't the slightest idea how to use your quirks. This power he froze us the instant we warped here. And she has spears at our throats. One villain said, while another complained about him being cold. They're not kids, they're monsters. Another said. We started to walk and then 2 villains came at us. One came from behind a rock in front of me and one behind us. I used said rock to crush the one in front of me down. I also used ice to freeze him so we won't leave. I look at Todoroki and see that he froze the one that came behind us up in the air. Then he pulled the villain's weapon down, causing the villain to fall. We make a good team, Toki. I think so too. He then turned to the villain on the floor with a rock, crushing his legs while being frozen. Listen well. If you stay frozen, your cells will slowly die as your body succumbs to frostbite and hypothermia. Lucky for you, we want to be heroes. So we'd like to avoid any unnecessary cruelty. Todoroki puts his hand close to a villain's face, threatening to use his quirk. But we can only do that if you tell us how you plan to kill All Might. That's the only way you'll survive. He continued. Yo, Toki. You're so cool. I really hope my dad's okay. I'm so worried about him. I'm sure he will be fine. He is strong. That still doesn't mean that he can't get hurt. As we walked back to the entrance of the USJ, we saw that All Might had finally come. We rushed over there and saw All Might fighting this bird-like thing. Todoroki and I used our quirks to hold it down. He froze him while I held him down with makeshift straps out of rocks. One of your poorly trained thugs told us you're here because you think you can kill All Might. I know I should have helped them, but I looked everywhere and I couldn't see my dad. I looked over to Midoriya to ask if he was with him when I saw 𝗬𝗵𝗲 far away carrying a body. A body that looked a lot like my dad. I rushed over there so fast. I fell to my knees and pushed his hair out of his face. There was blood everywhere. Tears streaming down my face as I try to wake him up. You need to wake up. Sue puts her hand on my shoulder trying to calm me down, but all I could think about is how he might die here. Todoroki and Bakugo. Mineta said. And Kirishima too. Sue added. We heard a groan of pain coming from Dad. We should go. They can handle it. I said, wanting to get my dad out of here to Recovery Girl or a hospital. We started to walk to the front again. I hope they can handle it. If they can't, then I'll go and help. Hey, we're all up here. We heard Uraraka yell from the top. It's Ochako. Sue said, hey, can you come help us out? He's super heavy and bleeding all over the place. Mineta yelled. Sato and Uraraka ran over to us. They helped bring my dad up to where Shoji could carry him on his back. Sato and Shiro then grabbed 13 and helped them up. We started to walk, to get out when the whole facility started to shake. Did a villain just fly by? Or am I going crazy? Shiro said after the shaking stopped. It was that brain dude. Sato said, such power. Shoji said, Ah, that's All Might for you. That's why he's the most amazing hero in the entire world. Mineta said, super happy. Ribbit, ribbit. Yes. Mineta yelled. They had started to fight the guy with hands over his body. Just as Midoriya was going to land a punch, a hand almost touched his face. But before he turned to ash, the hand stopped due to a gunshot to his hand. We turned around to see Snipe. He kept shooting his gun at the villains. Then a voice was heard. Sorry everyone. I know we're a bit late, but I got the teachers over here as fast as I could. Principal 𝗍𝗓 said. It's Ida. Uraraka exclaimed. Your class rep has returned. I've fulfilled my duty. And I've brought reinforcements. The villains started to run at us. Now will be a good time to use your quirk, uncle. I said, hey, you're right. Uncle replied. He took a deep breath then yelled, leave. The villains fell down the stairs. The other teachers continued to fight the villains. All I could do was stare in awe. This is why I'm a hero, to help people in need. In this case, we're the ones in need. Snipe had shot the main villain in the shoulder and his legs. Before we could do worse, he got blocked by the person with the warp work. We need someone to capture them from a distance. Snipe said while still shooting at them. I'm on it, 13 said. Then, they held out their hand and used their quirk to SCK the two main villains. But before they could get sucked up, they vanished. Everyone was just frozen. We have never been through something like this. And something tells me it won't be the last time we see those villains. After the police arrived and took the villains away, I went with my dad to the hospital instead of being questioned right away. The detective was going to come by later and question us. The only sound coming from the beeping of the machine as I sit in a chair staring at my dad. I could have helped him. I should have helped him. When he left, I should have ran to him and helped him fight. And there is a chance his eyesight might be impaired, but we won't know until he wakes up. If he wakes up. No, don't say that. He will wake up. He better. I ended up falling asleep in the chair. But I woke up when I heard my dad start to move. I grabbed his hand in reassurance to let him know that I'm here, and he turned his head to me as his eyes started to open. He questioned in a tired groan. I'm here, Dad. I'm here. He grabbed my hand tightly and I buzzed for a doctor or nurse to come in. I was told to wait outside in the waiting area. I saw Uncle Mike waiting in a chair. Hey, Uncle Mike. Oh, hey, Mini Aizawa. Is everything okay with your dad? Yeah. But he just woke up and the doctors are doing some tests. That's good. He's awake. Here, go get some food, you need it. He handed me some money to get food from the vending machines. And he was right, it's been a day and I haven't ate anything. I walked to the vending machines and grabbed some food. I remembered that 13 was here too, so I walked to the front desk and asked for their room number. Hello, I was wondering what room the hero 13 is in. Relationship. I'm their sister. Yes, sister. Room 156. Thank you. I walked away with so much embarrassment. Why did I say I was their sister? I'm so stupid. I knocked on the door, but no one answered. I still walked in after waiting to see if they would answer, but no one did. I walked in and saw that they were still asleep, so I left. When I walked back to Dad's room, I saw Uncle Mike was not sitting outside of the room. I walk in to see him and Dad talking, well, mostly Uncle talking. Dad had bandages wrapped around his whole face, covering everything but his eyes, nose, and mouth. How you did? I ask. I'll be okay. What about you? Did you get hurt? No, just some cuts. But recovery girl healed me before we left, so I'm fine now. Good. Come here. He motioned his arms to lay down with him, which is what I did. Are you tired? He asked. A little bit. I answered truthfully. Me too, let's sleep. Uncle Mike had to go back to you, so he left us to sleep. I love you, he said. I love you too, Dad. We both fell asleep with a smile on our face, knowing each other was safe. It was time to go back to school, something I was ecstatic for. Dad was back at work and I could see my friends. We sat down at our desks as we waited for our teacher. I don't think they know Dad is still the teacher. Hey, Uraraka. How are you? I said, walking up to her. How I've missed you. I'm good. She ran up to hug me, I hugged her back. Come on, don't tell me you missed me. Of course I did, you're my best friend. I missed you too, 𝗬𝗧𝗏. We talked for a while, then Ida joined. Then I excused myself to talk to Todoroki. Hey Toki. How are you? I'm fine, Mai. How are you? I could be better, but oh well. That's over now. I suppose. How is Mr. Izawa? Oh, he's fine. But if a baby though. Complaining about his bandages and stuff like that. We continued to talk before it was time for class to start. As I passed Midoriya, I put my hand on his shoulder and give it a little squeeze. I knew you would be alright, is all I said before walking away and sitting on my chair. Pension. Homeroom class is about to begin. Everyone, stop talking and take your seats. Ida yelled, standing in front of the class. We're all sitting. Kirishima pointed out. Yeah, you're the only one standing. Shiro said. Ida rushed back to his seat. Dang it. He said while shaking. Don't sweat it. 𝗬𝗧𝗏 said, trying to calm him down. It did not work. Ashido said from across the class. I said back. So, who's going to teach class today? She asked. Before I could respond, the door opened, revealing my dad. Morning, class. Dad said. Mr. Izawa. What are you doing here? The students asked. Mr. Izawa. I'm glad you're okay. Ida said. My well-being is irrelevant. What's more important is that your fight isn't over yet. Our fight. I heard Bakugo say. The UA Sports Festival is about to start. Yes. Kirishima said. Why would you scare us like that? The class said. Let's go kick some butt. Kirishima yelled before Kaminari smacked him in the face. Wait a second. Is it really such a good idea to hold the sports festival so soon after the villains snuck inside? Jiro asked, continuing to what Kaminari was going to say. They could attack once we're all in the same place. Ojiro said. Apparently, the administration thinks this is a good way to show that the threat has been handled and our school is safer than ever. Plus, they're beefing up security compared to past years. This event is a huge opportunity for all students at UA. It's not something we can cancel because of a few villains. I'm sorry, but why not? It's just a sports festival. Mineta said with fear in his voice. Mineta, don't you know how important this competition is? Midoriya asked. Of course I do. I just don't want to get murdered. Our sports festival is one of the most watched events in the entire world. In the past, everyone obsessed over the Olympic Games. But the quirks started appearing. Now the Olympics have been drastically reduced in terms of scale and viewership. For anyone who cares about competition, there is only one tournament that matters. The UA Sports Festival. Dad said. That's right. And 2 heroes everywhere will be watching. This is where you get scouted. Yayarosa said. Sure, unless you're dead. Mineta said. Okay, what is the point of him? She's right. After graduating, a lot of people join pro agencies as a sidekick. Kaminari said, yeah, but that's as far as some people go. They miss their chance to go indie and stay eternal sidekicks. Actually, that's probably where you're headed. You're kinda dumb. Jiro said to Kaminari. Oh yeah, they like each other. They may not know it yet, but they do. The smile on Kaminari's face faded away. It's true that joining a famous hero agency can garner you greater experience and popularity. That's why the festival matters. If you want to go pro one day, then this event could open the path for you. 1 chance a year. 3 chances in a lifetime. No aspiring hero can afford to miss this festival. That means you better not slack off on your training. Dad finished saying. Yes, sir. We all yelled. Class is dismissed. It was now lunchtime and we were still in our class talking about the festival. That villain stuff sucked, sure, but I'm pumped for these games. Kirishima said. We put on a good show and we are basically on the road to be in pros. Shiro said. Yeah, this is why I'm even here in the first place. Sito said. We get so few chances. We have to make the most of this. I walked over to Midoriya and heard him talking to Ida. This is gonna be nuts. Everyone's so excited. Well, yeah, of course we are. We enrolled at this school with the sole aim to become heroes. So naturally we're all getting fired up. Oh Ida, those are some moves, I said, scaring Midoriya from behind. You have to be excited too, right Midoriya, my? Ida asked. Oh I am. I can't wait to beat everyone and be number one. I said, that's the spirit. What about you, Midoriya? Well yeah, of course I am. And also nervous. Midoriya responded. Ida. Uraraka said from behind us, let's do our best in the sports festival. Whoa, Uraraka. What is up with your face? I asked, her face scaring me. Seriously, what's up? You're normally like the most laid-back girl ever, well, except for my. Ashido said. Uraraka ran up to the front of the classroom and yelled, everyone, I'm going to do my best. Yeah. We yelled back. She turned to where Kirishima and the others were and repeated, I said, I'm going to do my best. Got it. You kinda look like you're losing it. She's excited for the festival for sure. Hey, Uraraka. Zuko called. What's up? She asked. Why did you decide to come to UA? What made you want to be a pro hero? Oh well because. For the money. You want to be a hero so you can get rich. Same, they ignored me. If we're cutting to the chase, then I'm sorry if it sounds greedy. You three have such admirable motivations. I hope you don't think less of me now. Not at all. Your goal is to support your well-being, which is a perfectly admirable ambition to have. Ida said, waving his hands in the air. It's just kinda surprising. Well you see, my family owns a construction company, but we haven't gotten any work lately, so we're flat broke. Anyway, this isn't really something I usually tell other people, but construction. Ida and Zuko both put their hands on their chin, rubbing them. Then Zuko gasped. If she got licensed, I bet she could use her quirk to bring costs down a lot. And they could sell their heavy lifting equipment. She could float everything. I know, right? I've been telling Dad that since I was a kid. She ended up getting lost in thought before. I'm gonna become a pro. I'll sign with a good agency and make plenty of money. Then I'll be able to let my parents have an easy life. Then Ida started to clap, scaring me and Zuko. That's appealing. So noble. Don't worry about money right now. I'll handle it for you. Whatever you need. I can't tell you to do that. Uraraka teared up. You're not telling me. I'm letting you know, if you need money for something, I'm your girl. She was about to say no again, but I cut her off. Trust me, I have more money that I need. As your bestie, it's my job to help you. She ran to hug me. Thank you. She mumbled into my uniform. Before I could answer, we heard a laugh coming from All Might. Young Midoriya is here. He yelled. Whoa All Might, what are you doing here? Zuko asked. Lunch. You wanna eat with me? What'll you say? He looked over at us, silently asking if it's okay. Ida gave him a nod of approval. Sure thing. Bye Zuko. I yelled. Oh, be by him. He yelled back. I wonder what he wanted with Deku. Uraraka said as we were standing in line waiting for our food. I heard that when All Might was attacked by villains during the USJ incident, Midoriya tried to stop them himself. Perhaps that's what this is about. Wow, can that kid just I don't know, not always try to do things alone? I asked, already knowing the answer. Oh yeah. Also, remember what Azui said on the bus. Since their quirks are so similar to each other, it's possible that All Might's taken a liking to him. How lucky. We kept talking about other things, not realizing that a boy with red and white hair was hearing us. School has ended, but the other students from the other classes were blocking our exit. Bro, can y'all move? I have to go meet my dad. I tried to say, but no one moved. Uraraka came up from behind me. Why the heck are you all here? She asked. Do you students have some sort of business with our class? Ida asked. Why are you blocking our doorway? I won't let you hold us hostage. Mineta chimed in. They're scouting out the competition, idiots. We're the class that survived a real villain attack. Bakugo said, walking away. Let's just hope he doesn't explode anybody. Zuko said nervously. At least now you know what a future pro looks like. Now move it, extras. Bakugo continued. You can't walk around calling people extras, just because you don't know who they are. Ida told him. Then we heard a voice, a pretty hot voice, may I add. So this is Class 1A. I heard you guys were impressive, but you just sound like an but. A kid with purple hair said. Oh, don't worry. That's just 𝗵𝗃𝗲. I said, waving my hand in assurance. Shut up, idiot. 𝗵𝗃𝗲 yelled at me. Funny. The purple kid responded. I know. I replied, nonchalantly. So, is everyone in the hero course delusional, or just you? He asked, referring to 𝗵𝗃𝗲. Uraraka, Zuku, and Ida were now getting scared because 𝗵𝗃𝗲 was getting mad. I was getting happy. I love it when he gets mad. It's so funny. How sad to come here and find a bunch of egomaniacs. I wanted to be in the hero course, but like many others here, I was forced to choose a different track. Such is life. 𝗵𝗃𝗲 made a 𝗧𝗓 sound. I didn't cut it the first time around, but I have another chance. If any of us do well in the sports festival, the teachers can decide to transfer us to the hero course. And they'll have to transfer people out to make room. Take his spot, he's not needed. I said, pointing to Mineta, but Zuku pulled my arm down. You can't say that, Mai. Ugh. Scouting the competition. Maybe some of my peers are, but I'm here to let you know that, if you don't bring your very best, I'll steal your spot right from under you. Consider this a declaration of war. He finally finished, but 𝗵𝗃𝗲 and him were in the middle of glaring at each other. Hey. I'm from Class 1B next door to you. We heard you fought some villains, and I came to see if that was true. But you're just a bunch of brats who think you're better than us. A guy said mainly to 𝗵𝗃𝗲. You'll also like 𝐕𝐻𝗁𝐿. BX or X. Book 1 by 𝗕𝗏𝗀𝗧 𝐕𝐻𝗁𝐿. BX or XK9K Heartsuit Infinity. / Infinity Heartsuit / 𝗵𝗃𝗁𝐿 X Female Reader One-Shots by Riley Quinn 07 𝗵𝗃𝗁𝐿 X Female Reader One-Shots 7KK. This book is about Boku no Hero Academia X Female Reader One-Shots. There will be Girls Girl and Boys Girl One-Shots. I am also including Class 1B and some of the pro heroes. The Avatar 2 Izuku Midoriya by Yutashair. The Avatar 2 Izuku Midoriya 3K. I call it the Avatar State. Book 2 of the Avatar series. This is not an original idea. Other people have done this before me, but I am not copying any. In Embers of Peace, BNJ/𝗵𝗃𝗁𝐿 fanfiction by Abyss writes Embers of Peace, BNJ/𝗵𝗃𝗁𝐿 fanfiction 7K 3K. All men are not created equal. He knew that from an early age of 4. Our protagonist, Izuku Midoriya, manifested a very powerful quirk. A combination of his quirkless by Amitybriar quirkless 1K. Izuku gets abandoned by Inko and is found a year later by Eraserhead. Eraserhead then adopts Izuku and a few years later Hitoshi. This is the story of how Izuku became 𝗵 Deku discontinued by 𝐒𝐻𝐁𝗄𝗏 Villain Deku discontinued 8K. In the world Izuku lived in, having superpowers were totally natural. These superpowers were also known as quirks. Being born as one of the few quirkless people we are. We got into a not be meaning we're better. I whispered to Uraraka. True, but don't say that. Talk all you want. It'll just be more embarrassing when you're KO'd. 𝗵𝗃𝗲 started to walk away from him. Don't you ignore me. Kirishima walked in front of us. Dude, where are you going? You gotta say something. It's your fault they're all hating on us, 𝗵𝗃𝗲. These people don't matter. Huh. The only thing that's important is that I beat them. He then fully walked away. Hey, I'm coming for you. The guy from 1B yelled. I hate that. That was such a manly exit. Kirishima said. Huh. Kaminari said confused. You said it. Sato replied to Kirishima. Huh. Kaminari said, confused again. We have to beat them. He wasn't wrong. Tokoyami agreed. Yeah, sure, but this sucks. He made us everyone's enemies. Yeah, that's right. All of these dumb stuffins will get gunning for us in the festival now. Mineta said. I walked up to the purple-haired kid that was blocking our exit. So, what's your name? If I have to face you to win, I want to know who I'm up against. I said, trying not to blush looking at his face. Come on, he's so hot. But Zuko, wait, what? Name's Hitoshi Shinso, and you are? Well, Shinso, my name is Mai Aizawa. Oh, you're the girl that has the element quirk. That's me. What's your quirk? At this point the other students had left and it was me and Shinso talking in the hallway. He started to rub his neck in an awkward way. I have a quirk that is not meant for a hero. You'll see it at the sports festival. Well, I hope to see it. I got to go now, let's talk some more sometime. Bye. Bye. Hey Dad. Do you know Hitoshi Shinso? I asked Dad while we were laying on the couch, watching TV. Shadow, being on top of me while I pet her. I've heard the name, but not really. What class are they in? I don't know. I just met him today, all he told me was his name and how he was going to be at us in the festival. Why are you curious? You can't date him. I didn't say I liked him or anything. Do you? No. Do you like someone else? Dad, I really don't want to talk about this with you. No offense, but I feel like you wouldn't understand. I know I'm not the most experienced in the love department, but I'll always listen to you when you need me. Thanks, Dad. But you can't date until you are 30. What? That's final. We both laughed and continued to watch the TV. Shadow now leaves me to go to Dad. Trader. Everyone was testing in how they can improve and much they've improved. Some people were testing at the schools, others at home. I was with Toki practicing my fire, which he would block with ice. You know, if you used fire, this would be a much better match. I will never use my left side, in battle or in training. Okay. I used earth to bring the ground up a little and trip him, making him fall. Then I freeze him with ice. But the match would have lasted longer. Let's do close combat, not quirks. Okay, just to let you know, I'm better at close combat than distance. Whatever you say. Toki was that sass. I said, putting my hands on my hips. Sass. Yeah. It's like saying, did you talk back to me? You know. No, I don't know. Okay, let's continue with close combat. We ended up doing 4 rounds of combat without quirks and I won 3, Toki won 1. It's safe to say who is better at close combat. But Toki did beat me in combat with quirks. Out of 5 rounds he won 3, I won 2. What can I say? H had been training since he was 5, with the number 2 hero. I was training at 5, but Dad was never too HRD on me like Endeavor was to Toki. He was telling me stories about his training with his dad. Let's just say it was very difficult. My sister was wondering if you wanted to stay for dinner. Toki said, looking up from his phone, which he picked up when he got a message. I'm really sorry, but I have to go home. Dad's at work and Shadow is all alone. I can't leave her alone. Who knows what she can do? Shadow. Yeah, my cat. You can meet her if you ever want to come over. I have to go now, but tell you sister I will take her offer for dinner soon. Bye, Toki. I said, waving. Bye. After training with Toki and Dad for 2 weeks, it was now the morning of the school festival. I had to take the train to school because Dad had to go in early. I realized that Zuku lived nearby from the address I saw when Dad was looking at his file. I know everything about my classmates that is in those files. Probably not something I should mention to them. I walked to his apartment complex and waited outside, considering I don't know his apartment number. Also might not be the best way to meet his mom. It's not like I'm going to meet his mom soon. I mean, we're not together. I don't even know if he likes me like that. I don't know if I like him like that, yet I was shaken out of my thoughts when I heard my name. What are you doing here? Zuko asked. Dad had to go in early today and I remembered your apartment name and saw it was close by, so I came to see if you wanted to walk to school together. Together. Not like together. But like, together, like side by side. It's okay if you don't want to. It's probably weird anyway, right? I'll just walk ahead. I was about to walk ahead of him but he grabbed my arm, pulling me back. I would like to walk together, side by side. He said, letting go of my arm and rubbing his neck awkwardly. I smiled at his cuteness. Then let's go. I grabbed his hand and held it in mine as we walked to the train station. Why do I get nervous then have a huge confidence boost? I need to get over the nervous part. We walked to the train station and then got off. All while still holding his hand. I guessed he realized we were still holding hands as we walked into the barriers of UA and let go of my hand. Zuku's POV. I wonder if Mai realizes that she is still holding my hand. I was going to keep on holding her hand, but I saw Todoroki and remembered the day they were talking and laughing. I let go of her hand when we walked into UA's barriers, in case Todoroki saw and got the wrong idea. Although, I wish her hand was still in mine. We kept walking until we made it to the locker rooms. I think I'm starting to have feelings for Mai, but I don't know what to do. I have never felt this way for a girl since. Well, ever. But her and Todoroki make much more sense. They are both strong and their quirks don't break their bodies when they use them. Mai was also telling me on the train that her and Todoroki were training at his house for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. That has to mean something, right? Are you okay, Zuku? Your face is red. Mai asked. Oh yeah, I'm okay. Just nervous, you know. That was the best excuse I could come up with. What was I supposed to say? Oh, my face is red with jealousy, not nerves. Oh yeah, I get that. I'm nervous too. Don't worry, I'm sure you will do great. I told her. You'll do great too, Zuku. Then before I knew it, she bent down and gave me a kiss on the cheek before running into the girls' locker room. I stood there for a while before Iida came out and yelled at me to put on my P uniform. I think I do have feelings for Mai. After changing, we were told to go into this room that was a waiting room. Toki sitting on my left, Zuku on my right. Zuku looked mad at the choice of seating. He probably just wanted to sit next to Iida or Achiko. But then Toki stood up and went to lean against a wall. I was totally hoping I could wear my costume. Ashido said. At least everyone will be in uniforms. That'll keep things fair, right? Ujiro asked. I wonder what they have in store for us in the first round. No matter what they've prepared, we must persevere. Tokoyami said, right. Shoji agreed. Then the door opened to reveal Iida. Everyone, get your game faces on. We're entering the arena soon. He yelled. Then Toki walked up to us. Midoriya. Hey, Todoroki. What's up? From an objective standpoint, I think it's fairly clear that I'm stronger than you. Kinda true, but ouch. Yeah. However, you've got All Might in your corner, helping you out. I'm not here to pry about what's going on between you two. But know that I will beat you. What's with all these declarations of war lately? Kaminari asked. Yeah, what's the big deal? Are you picking a fight all of a sudden? And right before we get started? Kirishima said, placing his hand on Toki's shoulder, but Toki brushed him off. We're not here to be each other's friends. Don't forget. This isn't a team effort. Todoroki started to walk away. We're not here to make friends. Okay then. Wait a sec, Todoroki. I don't know what's going through your head or why you think you'd need to tell me that you'll be at me. And, yeah, of course you're better than me. In fact, you probably have way more potential than anyone in the hero course. Plus, that's why you got in so easily. Midoriya, maybe you're being a little HRD on yourself and us. Kirishima said. No, he's right, you guys. All the other courses, they're coming for us with everything they've got. We're all gonna have to fight to stand out. And I'll be aiming for the top 2. Fine. The hero course students of class 1A. Uncle Mick's voice was heard from very far, I bet. We walked out, and as soon as we did, cheers and yells were heard from everyone in the stands. I looked up at the announcer's box and looked at my dad. He gave me a small smile and a head nod. I knew what it meant. Do the best you can, I love you too, I mouthed to him, hoping he could see me. I didn't know there'd be so many people. Zuku said nervously. Zuku, you said you watched this on TV so many times. Why yeah, but I don't look at all the people that attended. They haven't been getting much screen time, but this next group is still chock full of talent. Welcome Hero Course Class 1B. Next up, General Studies Classes C, D, and E. Hey, look. It's that hot kid that gave us a declaration of war. I told Achiko, but it seems Zuko heard me because he turned to look at me with a hurt expression. Oops. Mai, you can't go around calling people hot. Remember what happened last time. I told him I was sorry. How I was going to know that the hot girl had a boyfriend. Oh my gosh. 𝗂𝗂𝐁𝐿 said, putting her hand on her head and shaking her head at me. Now, the introductory speech. Midnight yelled from the stage she was one. Someone should talk to Ms. Midnight about what she's wearing. Kirishima said, blushing. Yeah, that costume should come with a warning. Kaminari said. Is that really appropriate apparel for a high school game? Tokoyami asked. Silence, everyone. And for the student pledge, we have Katsuki Bakugo and my Aizawa. I almost ran up the stage to get there first, but I had to walk slow to keep my nonchalant face going, but Bakugo still beat me. I just want to say I'm gonna win. I smacked my hand on my head. The other courses started to boo at us, but then, now, my Aizawa's speech. Midnight yelled. Sorry about him, all of Class 1A does not act like him. Anyway, I just wanted to say, try your best out there. As long as you try, you will never fail. We're all aiming for the top, even so be mindful of your surroundings and the people around you. They might help you more than you think. Good luck, first years. Some students continue to boo, but others start to clap and cheer. My classmates are the loudest, and even Shinso was clapping with a small smile on his face. I went away when he realized I was looking at him. I felt like someone was staring at me, and when I looked around I saw a head of curly green hair, clapping loudly and with a big smile on his face. I walked down back to my spot and 𝗂𝗂𝐁𝐿 hugged me tightly. Why didn't you tell me you were going to do a speech? I wanted it to be a surprise. That speech was for all of us. Aim for the top, if you fail, you still tried. And that's better than not trying at all. Oh, I love you, Mai. I love you too. Oh, I have a nickname. Without further ado, it's time for us to get started. UA really doesn't believe in letting us catch a breath, huh? This is where you begin feeling the pain. The first fateful game of the festival. What could it be? That thing spins for a long time. Tada! All 11 classes will participate in this treacherous contest. The track is 4 kilometers around the outside of the stadium. I don't want to restrain anyone. As long as you don't leave the course, you're free to do whatever your heart desires. Now then, take your places, contestants. I was in the back because I know this will be easy for me to get through. Begin. Midnight yelled. All the students ran and ran until people got stuck because the doorway was narrow.